Welcome back to Super Sentai Review, episode number 85. This one discussing the Maskman movie, plus, of course, episodes for the main series, 20 to 25. The movie itself is just 2 minutes longer than the actual episode. Yeah, it's slightly longer. Unlike the last movie I watched for this particular franchise, which was, I think it was Sun Vulcan's movie, where it was the same exact length as the show. Yeah. But in the case of this movie, it's just 2 minutes longer. And I'm like, when I watch this movie, I'm like, appearance wise, it doesn't look much different from the show. I think probably the only reason why this was made a movie because of earthquakes. Last time I checked, they've actually done earthquakes in the show before. As a matter of fact, in Live Man, the show that came after this, they had an episode basically where a monster caused earthquakes. But the thing is, why? My only guess is because the actors who played the new character in this movie, Lorelai. Yes, Lorelai. Who, at first, no one has no idea what the heck this character is. Until it's revealed this character is, and I kid you not, she is a mermaid. Yeah, she was a thing called the Ocean of Tears. And, of course, Takase brings her to the surface world and takes her to the actual ocean. And the whole plan of the underground is simply just to have her, use her singing to cause earthquakes to destroy the city. That's it. It's dealt with pretty quickly. And I wonder, though, why couldn't this be an episode from the series? It's not terrible, per se. The movie's good. It's just that I have to ask, why was this made into a movie? Why couldn't this be made into the actual show itself? I don't know. Now, as for the main series itself, episode 2022 is a three-parter. That had changed the series. Yes. Where in this one we choose a brand new Megazord. Yep. Instead of basically this one made up of 5 Zords, it's made up of 1. I'll get to that. So, their plan is to basically get rid of Grade 5. That's the Tube's grand plan. Okay, yeah. So, basically, you have Adradas, I think his name is, the creature, who's the person ground beast. He pretty much has them basically battle him and bring out a monster. Of course, it was all a trick to get destroyed. And then all of a sudden, after they just defeated the robot, actually in the episode, they actually had it where the monster disguised herself as, get this, disguised herself as a instructor, so Pink Mask couldn't exactly transform. So because of that, basically they were barely able to defeat the monster, even with their Grade 5 Megazord, or Grade 5 Robo as they call it. I've heard of Megazord. And then basically, the ground collapses and the Megazord gets buried. But they have escaped just in time. But they need a Megazord to deal with the new monster. So, the commander's like, I know of one. But he has to go contact he basically goes by himself. And he contacts a girl named Yuki. She's the daughter of an old friend of his, who invented a separate robot. Now, apparently, despite the fact his Megazord design was chosen over his, apparently her father did not resent him for doing that. No. As a matter of fact, he felt very happy about it, the fact his design was chosen, and it was probably, it was mentioned later on that apparently that he did eventually build Galaxy Robo without the permission of this committee, and it was basically there as a backup. But he ended up getting killed in a freak accident. And, of course, his daughter blames the robot for that. And the robot named Dormant. Now, as for where the heck it was, not exactly where, because they never clarified exactly where it was. Well, that isn't until they used the aura power on it. Fires off, and Sephiroth actually hears supposedly a voice, because Yuki mentioned she was hearing a voice, so yeah, hearing a voice, and all of a sudden, There's the galaxy robe. I'm like, okay. And they start stumbling out and hearing, and she supposedly hears her father's voice. And luckily enough, I believe this is Red Mask does. This uses his energy to create this ladder, which, by the way, now the Rangers can climb up this thing no problem because of protective suits. But here too, apparently it's not effective against this magic display of energy. So they climb inside, apparently just recording from their father, because it turns out the reason why they went berserk because he got struck by lightning. Yep, that was mainly the reason for it. So they later use it after basically using it to, well, defeat the monster of the episode. And it's also revealed that, oh crap, looked like Pops of the Megazord was destroyed. Nope, it transformed into a single Zord. It turned into a tractor trailer. Which I'm like, wait a minute. Did this thing rip off Transformers? Because Optimus Prime does the same thing. He transforms also a semi truck. And so apparently the thing can change. And they battle the next monster of the episode. They bring out the Galaxy Robo. And apparently use the transformation to transfer back into the regular Galaxy and use the user thing to transform into the vehicle mode in order to use the I think it's like they use like aura power in order to activate it. I actually had the Megazord do a meditation, which I thought this was cool. And then, like the Rangers did, the Megazords are levitating. And of course, gets hit by lightning bolts. Also, they got sort of demorphed, but sorry about that. I clicked on something. My mistake. No problem with that. So, yeah, so pretty much. So they use aura power to reactivate it, and it's used as for a regular Megazord. Oh yeah, by the way, they do get back Grade 5 when it's being possessed by the monster of the third parter. And, well, it pretty much is basically not being used for the next few episodes. Probably because under repairs. 23, then moving on to 23. Takashi episode, where he thinks he's basically running around with his old girlfriend. Nope, it is not his girlfriend. Is it, you say? No, it isn't. It is a woman who was transformed into Mio, but luckily enough, basically, they would turn it back, no problem. It just a random woman. They make it a fake Mio. Yep. Now, as for 24, this one, from what I can tell, is not focused on any of the Rangers, but the standalone character for the episode. Yep, which makes it, for this one, the first one, not focused on any of the Rangers, but a original character. We had this kid named I think his name is Dexra. I believe his name is. Dusuke. Yes, Dusuke. Where basically him and a friend of his, who I suspect he likes, Nezuko, who has a pendant he made the previous summer, and of course where he stumbles across a plot just by sheer coincidence of a tube plot. So they turn people into these protest stuff, and he gets affected by it. But luckily enough, he's able to turn back normal thanks to the combined power of the aura power of the Maskman and the mysterious power of this jewel, which I don't know if it's being. I don't know if, as far as I can tell, it's not really explored after this. Oh, here's something for you. The city where this is taking place doesn't exist anymore. Nope. Apparently, when reading online, apparently got merged with several cities to form the city of Hamanasu in 2005. Yeah. Like, it's kind of weird though. You have a city that no longer technically exists. Apparently, it's a merger between several different cities and villages. And it takes up like a good chunk of an area for a small area of Japan. I mean, the shape of it kind of looks like, well, a little bit like, I'd say almost the size of Delaware. Yep. But in the case of now, this episode was just okay at best. It doesn't really go much anywhere at all. Nope. But the last one, this one's interesting. Akira's lover. It's like, oh, we got a love letter for this tournament. And nope. This tournament, just to ruse to wear him down. I mean, as letter itself. Excuse me. Yes, excuse me. As the love letter itself, it's not some random woman. It's from his mom. Checking what he's doing, make sure he's keeping up with his martial arts training. Which, okay, that's interesting. Yep. Yeah. And of course, defeat the monster at the very end. It's a good show off of the experience of the main character. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. Not much to say about these episodes. They're pretty good. I'd say probably the weakest episode of this batch is probably 24. It doesn't really have much of anything at all. Feels like very much like a filler episode. Yep. So, yeah, that's it. Sick of you. Send you next week to make comic order. I'll do that next. And then it's going to be several manga reviews. Excuse me. 3 of them basically for manga came out just today. 2 of whom basically was planning to do anyways. Okay? Next video. Bye.